House of God. How precious was this bond that he spoke of, his equal and his companion. This was no acquaintance, this was his good friend. Surely this was not the one he had to watch. No, he good. David scared, tormented, crying, God, hear my prayer. But somewhere in the middle he veers and says, but it is you, my familiar friend. So deep was this hurt that it slipped into his prayer time. I know a little bit about how he felt, about how it feels to be cut so deep you can't sleep, to be hurt so badly you can't heal, to be so consumed with anger that you act out. But I'm here to tell you tonight that, baby, you are better than that. Better than what you might ask. Well, first, you are better than the pain that dares to poison you. Truth is, pain in and of itself does not have to eat you up inside. It is how you process it. Consider, if you will, three people. David, the author, Ahithophel, the friend, and a young man by the name of Absalom, David's son. The unmentioned Absalom has a very significant role here. You see, he is leading the insurrection to overthrow his father. After his half-brother Amnon raped his sister Tamar, he expected swift retaliation from David. And when 2 long years passed and nothing happened, he had Amnon killed himself and went into exile. 2 years, he let the pain of his father's inaction spread like a cancer until his flesh and blood became his enemy. He simply could not forgive him. And that unforgiveness would be his downfall. That unforgiveness would ultimately lead to his death. The pastor just did a whole series on the F word. Forgiveness is not always a quick work, but it is a necessary one. If only he could have heeded the words of Ephesians 4:31 and 32, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you along with malice. Be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. Who knows how his story might have ended? Not only are you better than the pain that would poison you, you are better than the anger that would arrest you. Ahithophel's counsel was like hearing from God himself, but something happens that causes him to say to Absalom in 2 Samuel 17, let me choose 12,000 men to seek after David tonight. I will catch up with him when he is weary and discouraged, and I will kill only the king. Come on, preacher. What could have happened? Ahithophel, as it turns out, is Bathsheba's grandfather. And the pain of seeing his beloved granddaughter in mourning, knowing that David was the cause, may have been too much for him to bear, and his pain gave rise to anger. Like Absalom, he undoubtedly rehearsed his anger night after night until he was a slave to it, and revenge became his master. Now, let me pause here for a moment and tell you something I have learned the hard way. You gonna wear yourself out trying to repay every wrong. Not everything takes forgiveness. Some stuff you just gotta forget. Why are you still worrying about, thinking about, reliving, rehashing, reheating food you don't even want to eat? The Bible is clear. Set your mind on things that are lovely and pure and just and honorable, commendable, right. Think on these things and you will just be so much better. Ahithophel is not the only one holding on to unforgiveness here. David is most definitely feeling some type of way. At one point in the text he says, and I'm paraphrasing, let death sneak up on my enemies and drag them to hell alive. He all but calls Ahithophel out by name when he says in verses 20 and 21, my companion stretched out his hand against his friends. He violated his covenant. His speech was smooth as butter, yet war was in his heart. Come on, preacher. The wounds of a friend sting the worst. Yes. If it were an enemy, I could bear it. That would make it easier. But in order to move forward, forgiveness must take place. You can move on without forgiving, setting up a new friendship, a new relationship, but you're going to still have them same old hurts. Moving forward indicates progress, motion, freedom for both you and the Lord, because when you forgive, you untie the hands of God. Mark 11:24 and 25 says, and I'm paraphrasing, ask what you want in faith and it is yours, but when you pray, forgive. So that God may forgive you. You are better than the pain from your past that would poison you. You are better than the anger in your present that arrests you. And lastly, you are better than the bitterness that threatens to block you. If pain is the seed, anger is the tree on which the fruit of bitterness grows. Careful the seeds you water. David is at a slippery place here. He's not missing words. His feelings are right there on the page, abandoned by his right-hand man, the target of his son's rebellion. Anyone would understand if David acted out, would understand him becoming bitter and unforgiving. Can you hear his pain? As he acknowledges it was you that hit the fan?
Say so.
My good friend. We used to take sweet counsel.
Come on, preacher.
I can't. It was my mother. Right? I would have given anything for my mother to be happy. She was my life. So when she looked at me in disbelief, when I told her of my abuse, I was confused. Because we took sweet counsel.
Come on, preacher.
It was my girlfriend, my sister. I called her before I called anyone about anything ever. We prayed real prayers together. So when I had left an abusive relationship and was in hiding, I was confused. When I arrived at her house for dinner, only to find she was setting me up with the man I had fled. Took sweet counsel. Jesus. It was my husband, whom I loved completely. When I tell you we laughed, that was my dude. You understand? So when he looked at me, as if I did not matter, as if I had never mattered, and said so matter of factly that he wanted a divorce, I was not just confused, I was crushed. We took sweet counsel, and I don't care who you are or what your betrayal looks like. Betrayal hurts. Yes. And the hurt can turn to bitterness before you even know it. Bitterness and unforgiveness gives Satan room to block us off from one another. Where we once walked together, we can no longer touch and agree. Where once we could see far and wide, we become vulnerable to attack. And that, my friend, was the enemy's plan all along. 2 Corinthians 2:11 tells us to not be outwitted by the enemy, not to be ignorant of his scheme. Do not let the enemy use bitterness to weaken your defenses.
Yeah.
Instead of celebrating the death of his son Absalom, who sought to kill him, David mourned because bitterness had not taken root in his heart. And no one could fault him if he felt nothing, but love covers a multitude of sins. He could have raised his hands in triumph, denounced Absalom, but no. David was better than that. See, your emotions cannot run the show. There is far too much riding on you remembering who you are in God and acting accordingly. I'm not saying it didn't hurt. This betrayal, this attack, I'm saying it's beneath you. This anger is beneath you. This bitterness, this rage, this name-calling and deleted contacts, gossiping and slander, side-eyes and screenshots, crossing the streets and moving to other seats, baby, that stuff is beneath you now. You let it be. It is vitally important that in these moments when you want to act out, that you remember you are better than the immaturity that wants you to retaliate. You are better than unforgiveness. You are better than holding on to the past. You are 1 Peter 2:9. A chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, and I'm challenging you to walk it out. Because I am chosen, my mom is forgiven. Because I am a royal priesthood, my girlfriend is forgiven. Because I am a holy nation, my ex is forgiven. So God can forgive me. I don't know your hit fail. And I don't know what your it is, but I promise you you're better than that. Amen. It might feel good in the moment to tell Facebook, but it will be better to tell Daddy. Do better. Be better than that.